this. Hello, everybody. Welcome to tonight's GetFit21 super call for the month of October. This is going to be a really, really exciting call. We've got great guests on the call. Right now, it's 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time. This call is going to be 45 minutes tops. It may be less than that. Our goal is always to end meetings early when we can end meetings early. But we have a lot of great content for tonight's super call. We have some great guests as well. Tonight's call is going to be about Unimate specifically, and kind of an accelerated version of GetFit21. Many of you have done many GetFit21 challenges as challengers, as coaches, and you know all about the great things that it can do for our clients. It's absolutely amazing. There's nothing like it. We think we might have just made a great thing even better. And we learned about this a little bit at the Coaches Summit, but for many of our coaches who were not able to come, we felt like we needed to give a dedicated Zoom call to this topic because it is just that important. So my name's Trent Tueller. I'm a GetFit21 coach like yourselves. I love GetFit21. I'm one of the co-creators of the program, and GetFit21 has just changed my life. Earlier today, I was on the phone talking with some other GetFit21 coaches, asking them about how they got their first group started, some of them brand new coaches, and it's always so exciting for me to hear about the success that they're having. I was talking to Laurie Madere. Laurie is from New Orleans area. She just got her first group started. Today is her first day. She's got 8 of her close friends and family in the group, and was talking to me about how much fun it is already. And you know, we obviously love GetFit21, and we're dedicated, committed to bringing our GetFit21 coaches more science, more education, more good things for their clients. So on tonight's call, I want to introduce our first guest. It's going to be kind of talking about Unimate, the science behind it, and giving us lots of good information. He is a record-holding power lifter, and he's also become one of our GetFit21 Coaches Training Call favorite speakers, favorite guests. Michael Saunders is his name. Michael, I think when I originally first started talking with you, you were our chief formulation scientist, and now I think that your role has expanded and you've gone beyond that. I'm going to change this over to speaker view. And Michael, if you can say hello, it should click over and you should be on screen. You say hello real fast.
Hi, everybody. It's good to be here.
All right, take it away, Michael.
Okay, so I'm going to talk a little bit about Unimate, which is one of my favorite products that we have at Unicity. I have a screen share, so I'm going to go ahead and go straight into that. And everybody see my screen? All right. So basically what Unimate does, or the brain is the command center of the body. If you think about the brain, it basically controls everything that we do, everything that we think, the way that our body interacts with the world. If our brain starts to get, if the metabolism of our brain starts to get off balance, we can start to have problems with not just the way our body works, but also the way that we think. So we can have mood problems. Lately, I've been, like Trent said, I've had a bit of an expanded role in the company, and I've been a lot like this lady underwater sometimes. I feel like there's just so much going on. It's hard to respond to everything at once. It's hard to really even find my motivation. And when I have those problems, that's when I start to think about Unimate. Because with Unimate, you get cognitive balance. And the overall outcome of that cognitive balance is healthier mood, healthier endurance, and overall body health. So this is Unimate. It was originally designed as a mood-boosting supplement to balance the metabolism of the brain. And I tried it probably about 3 months after it came out and just fell in love with it. I'm going to talk a little bit about my experience with it later. First, I'm going to talk about what Unimate is. Unimate starts with a process in which we handpick leaves, the yerba mate leaves, and then it goes through a special fire roasting process. And that fire roasting process is important because it actually makes the active components in the yerba mate leaf more available so that we can get them out of the leaf. Then we do an extraction process to pull those compounds out of the leaf. Then we concentrate it. And then the last step is a purification process. If you are familiar with Unicity and familiar with Unimate, you would be familiar with this process. One of the key things about this is that we start from a yerba mate that's kind of a little bit special and unique. At Unicity, we don't just go to the store and buy cheap raw materials. We like to try and use raw materials that we know a lot about and that are unique. And so what we do is we actually have a Unimate Research Institute where we study how to grow yerba mate in ways that are actually specific to allow for that yerba mate to have the highest concentration of bioactive molecules possible. So we're not looking for taste. We're not looking for the number of leaves that we can grow. We're not looking for crop yield. We're specifically looking for bioavailable molecules. We're specifically looking for bioactive molecules. And the result of this process is that we have 375 times the chlorogenic acid of a standard yerba mate powder. This is one thing that really bothers me when people call Unimate a yerba mate drink. It's not a yerba mate drink at all. One of the key materials in it, one of the key raw ingredients is yerba mate, but we've gone through this special process and changed it so much that it's no longer really a yerba mate drink. If you go to the store and buy a yerba mate tea or one of those yerba mate drinks that you can get in the refrigerated section in the store, you could drink it and you're not going to get a real significant effect from it. With Unimate, we have significantly higher amounts of chlorogenic acids, which is one of the key components. There's also other key components, triterpenes and things like that are critical for its function. But chlorogenic acids is the one that we tend to highlight because that's the one that's really responsible for metabolic health of the brain. So we've done clinical studies on yerba mate, and we've done a couple of them. One of them is the Oxford Happiness Clinical Study, and another one that we did in Zurich, Switzerland. And I'm going to go over the results really quick of those clinical studies. The Oxford Happiness Study, this is actually a really cool study because if you look at one of the major things that people struggle with, it's overall happiness, overall mood. I mentioned earlier, I just started into this new position, and it has been overwhelming because I have so much going on. If I just let myself get overwhelmed, suddenly I'm not productive anymore. I'm not doing the things that I need to do. And I'm getting behind and things are getting worse and all snowballs. So I take my Unimate, and that actually helps me to feel better, to feel like I can accomplish what I need to accomplish. It makes that mountain of work seem much more manageable. And that's shown in this happiness score. There's also data that shows that it promotes healthy blood glucose, data that shows that it promotes healthy blood lipid levels, healthy cholesterol levels. There's data that shows that it promotes healthy blood pressure. We have data that shows that it actually promotes a decrease in body measurements. So a decrease in waist circumference, decrease in average weight. And this is a result of bringing metabolism into balance. Unimate was never supposed to be a weight loss product. It is a product that was designed to bring the body and the mind into balance. But as a result, we're seeing significant changes in body measurements and overall body weight. This is one of the studies that I really wanted to talk about because this is kind of my thing. Trent mentioned that I'm into powerlifting. I'm going to tell a little story here about what happened to me when I started using Unimate. And basically, for me, when I started at Unicity, I wanted to try and find any product that could give me an edge in competition. And I was taking several different products, but I started using Unimate, and the way it made me feel immediately made me say, wow, I've got to try using this as a pre-workout, because when I take Unimate, I feel like I can do anything. Those days that I don't want to go to the gym, I can go to the gym and I can still get a great workout. So I need to be using Unimate as a pre-workout for the mental benefits. Now, I didn't know about this data at the time that shows that it's actually doing a physical change in my body to help support muscle cells. So this data basically shows that when you assault a muscle cell and put oxidative stress on a muscle cell, Unimate can actually protect those cells. So it can help reduce oxidative stress. Now, what causes oxidative stress in muscle cells? Exercise is one of the key things that causes oxidative stress in muscle cells. So this means that your body can recover faster. You can work out longer. You can work out harder. And interestingly, as a result, we've actually been able to demonstrate an increase in both aerobic training and resistance training. And for me, this was huge. I'm using Unimate because it makes me feel good. It makes me feel like I can go to the gym and do a great job in the gym. And it turns out all of a sudden I start hitting personal bests all the time. And my most recent competition with using Unimate is a key portion of my workout routine. I was able to actually set several world records, a world record squat, world record bench press, and a world record total in my weight class. So Unimate was really key for me. I had never really been able to put it all together on the platform until I added Unimate into the mix. Now, this last study is another really interesting piece of information, and anybody that's interested in GetFit21 should be interested in this information. This is all about ketones, and what ketones are, when your body stops using sugar as an energy source, eventually your body changes to using fat for an energy source. Glycogen is what the polymer of sugar is called that your body stores. Fat is your polymer of fats that is stored. When your body breaks down those fats, it breaks them down into ketones, just like glycogen gets broken down into sugars. Those ketones are what your body uses for energy. And specifically, your brain loves ketones. Your brain functions better on ketones. And it turns out that when you take Unimate, the only product that I know of on the market worldwide that actually does this, you actually start to get an increase in ketogenesis. That means your own body starts to produce more ketones. This is great for a couple of reasons. One, it means your body is more efficient at burning its own fat, which is great. We want to burn our own fat. You don't want to lose weight and have it be water. You don't want to lose weight and have it be muscle. You want to lose weight and have it be fat. So that's great. It helps your body burn fat. Another key aspect of this is if I'm not eating, I start to feel hungry if I'm used to digesting sugar. But if my body has fat reserves that it can efficiently use, then I'm not going to feel hungry as quickly or as easily. That's one of the reasons why people love the keto diet, because the keto diet, you don't get those cravings because your body can use ketones for energy. So when you take Unimate, your body becomes more efficient at using ketones for energy. So basically, Unimate is, to me, the ultimate performance booster. It's all about mood and motivation, but it also has these other aspects because you're balancing your metabolism of your brain. You support healthy blood glucose. You support healthy cholesterol levels. You support healthy blood pressure. You support a healthy body weight. And it also promotes ketogenesis, which is totally unique. There's no other product that does this, which helps our body use stored fat for fuel. It's basically the ultimate productivity booster. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and stop sharing my screen now, and I want to see if we can transition over to Micah. Try to introduce to Micah a little bit, and he's been using Unimate in his training as well. He is basically an elite level marathon runner. This guy can run a marathon, and his pace for a marathon is a little under 5 minutes and 30 seconds per mile, which I can't even do 1 mile at that, and he does like 30 mile or 26 miles that way. I guess that's a marathon. So I'm going to go ahead and stop sharing my screen if I can figure out how to do that. And Micah, can you start your video and start?
Hey guys, am I heard?
You're good.
Yeah, works. Okay. Yeah. Like Mike said, I'm Micah, and I'm now in the Unicity Wellness section here in Orem, Utah, and I love Unimate. I'd never tried it before, or any type of mate beverage or yerba mate beverage, but when Unicity came out with it, I decided to give it a try. And the first time that I gave it a try, I almost felt a little edgy, but in a good way. Like if someone asked me to do something, I was like the energy bunny. I'd pop up out of my chair and I felt like I could go run and do it. Now I've seen the benefits of it in my athletic pursuits, but also like Mike talked about, the chlorogenic acids in there really do make a mental difference. Where I've noticed it the most, the way I would describe it is a willingness to either go through pain or a willingness and a desire to push harder. And that's unbeatable as an athlete. As I've been using it, times where maybe I would have normally given up or thought, hey, maybe I should relax a little bit, I have this desire, this determination to push further than I've ever pushed before. And it's noticeable. It's noticeable in all pursuits. So both in my work life, in my athletic endeavors, I have this desire to be more than I've been in the past. And so, and it lasts. That's what's incredible. Before a race, just in June, I went out to Minnesota and ran a new personal best in the half marathon. Each of my miles was in 5 minutes and 8 seconds for 13 miles. And I took 2 servings of Unimate that morning. And I have never felt so confident in a race. I actually did what they called negative splitting, which I ended the race faster than I started it. And so my last 3 miles were in 4 minutes and 56 seconds each. And so the Unimate lasts, that encouragement that I felt, that mental and emotional drive to succeed and to push harder than I've pushed before, Unimate really does do that. And it can, the really nice thing about that is that mental strength can transfer into anything you like. Mike uses it for powerlifting. Marathoning is like the exact opposite event than powerlifting, but you can see he set personal bests in powerlifting, and I was able to set personal bests and continue to set them in endurance training. So anybody's goal, whether it is just to lose a little bit of weight, to push their fitness, whatever it is, Unimate is going to be great to help them in their athletic endeavors or in their academic endeavors or in busy family life endeavors. That willingness to push beyond what you've been able to push before can carry over into any aspect of your life. So that's been my experience with it. I always keep some on hand. I got some right now. So I'm kind of a junkie on this stuff. I probably have a few boxes at my house. So I have a massive run coming tomorrow. I'm already planning, getting up an hour before, pounding 2 of these bad boys. So yeah, that's been my experience. So I can pass it back over, I guess, into Trent.
Awesome, Micah. Thank you, and Michael, thank you as well. I know that there's going to be. I'm hoping I budgeted some time for some Q&A. So I'm hoping that we're going to have some Q&A. I've written down the questions that have come in. This is all really, really, really great stuff. And Micah, I'm glad that you said what you did, because as I've tried to explain Unimate to other people, I've found myself sometimes sounding a little bit strange. My explanation kind of sounds like this. When I go out for a 5-mile run, just whenever I do that, and 5 miles I know is child's play in your world, Micah, but it's a good run for me, right? When I go out, inevitably, if I go out at all, once I'm out at about the 1 mile mark or so, I have this little conversation with myself, and it goes like this. It's like, hey, Trent, you've got a lot of work to do today, and you didn't get as much sleep last night as, you thought you were going to get. And I'm sure Denise would really love some help with the kids. This has been a good workout. Why don't you turn around, run home? That's a good 2-mile little run. Go hard and be done. When I'm on Unimate, when I've used a Unimate, and I haven't used this as much or as extensively as others have, but when I do the Unimate, it's like the conversation with myself changes, where it's like, okay, 5 miles. I mean, you've done this tons of times, Trent. Why not just do 7 or 8? Why not really push yourself? And so I love what you said, Mike, because that's exactly what I feel now. I know that what we also want to talk about is what it does for fat burning. And Michael, I appreciate you talking about this, because for GetFit21 challengers, I mean, I was at the summit and I listened to the presentation, and what this clinical study that we've done basically says is it says, sorry, Mike, I think you're still on the speaker view. You might want to mute yourself and then you're good. Are you muted? Okay. Anyways, I don't know if people can see Micah's camera or mine, but at the summit, the study that was done, what they basically shared was that if somebody does GetFit21 with Unimate, they'll lose on average about 50. They have a higher ketone production, so they're turning more fat into ketones, and they're going to lose approximately 50%, sometimes more, fat over the 21 days than they otherwise would. So that means that if you're going to do GetFit21 without Unimate and you're going to lose 5 pounds of fat, now with Unimate, 1 a day for the 21 days, you could lose closer to 7.5 pounds. If you're going to lose 8 pounds, now you could lose more like 12 pounds of fat. I mean, it's absolutely staggering, right? Really, really fantastic stuff. Now, before I take too long, I've invited another special guest who is from Canada. And this guest is the owner of the Keto Solution. He is Mr. Keto. Everything he does is keto. He eats, sleeps, breathes keto. It is his passion. And so I've invited Trevor to this call. And Trevor, I'm going to have you pronounce your last name just so I make sure I get it right. But I know you've been experimenting with Unimate and actually checking your ketone levels, like doing blood tests on yourself. We'd love to hear what your experience has been thus far.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much, Trent, for bringing me on the call. Can everybody hear me? Am I okay? Am I unmuted? Yeah, perfect. Awesome. Yeah, I mean, I've been in the fitness world since 1998. So it's been like a very amazing journey. I started off as a personal trainer, and in 2013, I switched over to talking about nutrition. I really have a huge fascination with nutrition and how it affects our body. And around 2015, I got into ketosis, or actually the high-fat, low-carb lifestyle. And man, I love ketones. And I heard Mike there talk about ketones, and I just got all excited because our brain and our body, we absolutely, Mike is right, like our brains and our bodies and our cells love ketones, right? So I run a 12-week body revolution program where I take people through a 12-week transformation, going from sugar burners to fat, actually using their own ketones. And I was really interested in the GetFit21 program because of this product, of Unimate. I really wanted to understand how this product worked. So I hooked up with Trent and I just chatted with him for a little bit. He sent me out a package, samples. And man, I took it. I get up super early in the morning. So I just want to say I'm like a super high energy guy. I get up really early in the morning, like 3:30, 3:45 a.m. I go train. I have a black coffee, and I had my Unimate like within about 15 minutes of having my coffee. And I could just feel it work, almost like it seemed like 15 minutes, and I was like, wow, I could feel it. My body started to get more focused, more alive. I felt fantastic. So my plan was to actually test my ketone levels, prior to taking Unimate, and then afterwards, or 30 minutes to 60 minutes to 90 minutes afterwards. So I brought this on camera here because I don't know if anybody has used a blood ketone meter reader before. So this is what I use. I love this product. It's just a very simple computer. It's like what somebody does to check their blood sugar level. So I measured at a 0.6 before even starting Unimate. Now, for those of you not aware of what that means, that's 0.6 millimoles of ketones per liter of blood. So that means that my body is in nutritional ketosis, meaning I'm burning body fat. My body is using body fat for energy quite efficiently. So after taking the product, I measured 30 minutes after, and it was at 0.9. So almost like a full 1.0 millimoles per liter of blood. And I was like, oh my God, like, how is this product doing this, right? I was like, okay, that's really cool. Right. So, and then I went to work out. So I essentially had a amazing workout session. If you guys see me train live, like I push my body so hard, and I can really up because being a marathon runner, I mean, you have to really push super hard. And same with myself. I'm a natural bodybuilder. I've been lifting weights and bodybuilding probably since 97, 98. And I love the gym and love pushing myself. But when I took Unimate, it was like a light switch went on. It was like I felt like more focused, more energetic, more in control of my body. Much like Mike had said that he had also got personal bests when he was doing powerlifting, I found for myself, I got personal bests as well, and dieting on top of that. So just a FYI, I just finished like a 8-week like lean down phase, essentially trying to lose as much body fat as I can in 8 weeks. And I lost close to 20 pounds of body fat it was the summertime, and like I ate like in the summertime you're a little bit more loosey goosey on your diet. So I really started hammering in on the nutrition, and I feel that this product Unimate can really add some amazing benefits to people that are wanting to lose body fat, to really want to, if they want to really transform their body, if they really want to make those changes. Unimate is a different product that can it definitely changed the way I view supplements, because with myself, I used to take exogenous ketones, which are just essentially ketones that you take in a drink. And I was a little skeptical, but so when I tried this product, I was like, well, it's not exogenous ketones. They're not like in a drink. So this product is literally, producing more ketones from my body fat stores, which is phenomenally amazing. And I mean, I want to learn more about the science. I'm still new into Unimate and like what it does. I mean, that would be my thing, is to learn more how this product actually works. So that's pretty much all I have to say. I mean, for me, I think performance speaks volumes, right? If this product, you take it and you feel better, you have more energy. You can go to the gym when you don't have that motivation to go to the gym. I mean, there you go. I mean, it's just actions speak louder than words, right? So what I would suggest, if any of the coaches are on here are interested in trying this product, I definitely would say give it at least a good week or two, see how you feel, because man, I mean, the proof is in the pudding. I mean, we've got Mika and Mike and me all just being like, this stuff works, right? We're setting personal bests. So that's all I got to say for now. Take up too much time.
Awesome. Thanks, Trevor. We really appreciate it. I love the energy. I love, your background and your experience add a lot of credibility to Unimate and what we're doing. And thank you for taking the time to test your blood, because yeah, the proof is in the pudding, as you put it. So
yeah, absolutely. You're welcome.
On to the next portion. And Trevor, if you could mute your microphone just so we don't have background noise. You already did it. Thank you. We have a couple questions that have come in. And so Michael, if you're okay to just turn on your camera one more time, I'm going to ask a couple questions that have come in. We don't have a ton of time for this, but I think we can also make questions available to you in some other format. So the first question came in from Bill Johnston, and I'm assuming that this has to do with all the personal bests that everybody's setting using this product. He asked, is a drug safe for like competitions, etc.? I mean, is there any banned substance in this? Is this okay?
It's totally competition safe. The only things that are in it are things like chlorogenic acid, theobromine, things like that are mostly involved with mood boosting. The ketogenic effect, we're still studying exactly what causes this ketogenic effect, but that's a huge effect when it comes to sports performance, because when your body runs out of fuel, that's when your muscles tend to fail. And if it just gives you just that much more fuel, suddenly you're going to be setting personal bests.
Awesome. Another question that came in from Emily Ingeman. How much caffeine is in a packet of Unimate?
Well, the caffeine is actually something that kind of varies a little bit, because we don't standardize the caffeine. We're not looking for caffeine in the product. So it varies. It's whatever is naturally occurring in the yerba mate, but it can be between 30 and 80 milligrams.
Okay, so in other words, that plant of yerba mate over there and this one here are not going to have identical levels of caffeine in it. And since we're using natural ingredients, one packet may have slightly more caffeine than the other. I mean, I'm a person that's super caffeine sensitive, and I haven't had any sensitivity problems with this. So it can vary is what you're saying, yeah? It
can vary. And we standardize for the chlorogenic acids and the theobromine and the triterpenes, these other molecules that we're interested in, because those are what's actually giving us the effect. The caffeine is naturally occurring in the plant, and it's water soluble, so there is some that gets pulled into the extraction process, but the exact amount of it we don't really look at to any large extent, other than to be able to say this is how much it has on this batch, just to keep for our records.
Awesome. By the way, we've been at 50 participants. I'm sure there's more people that have tried to get on but haven't. But we've busted my my Zoom licensing. I got to get a bigger account because I think we would have doubled it. Okay, another question came in from Kathy Droz. Great Kathy Droz in Georgia. Kathy asked, is it okay to mix it with matcha? Another great Unicity product. If they mix it together, does it defeat any of the effects of it?
A lot of people mix the matcha and the Unimate, and they're actually very complementary in their effects. Matcha is all about increasing the amount of energy that you're getting from your mitochondria, which is an awesome benefit. And then Unimate is about giving you a mental boost. So one's more of an energy product, one is more of a mental boost product. And then it also has an energy aspect to it as well with these ketones. But it's a very different energy aspect than the matcha. So they're complementary.
Okay. One really powerful marketing. I mean, I don't know how much you guys can say because I know you guys are still doing clinical studies on this. One thing that's kind of powerful for marketing is the increased amount of ketone production. I know that there's a video that we're going to show here in a little bit and give everybody access to this great video about Unimate. But I think it says it's like up to 80% more ketone production. And so is it equivalent to say that you could get up to 80% more fat loss while using this product than you otherwise would? Or are those two not completely correlated?
They're not correlated, not even correlated at all. What it means is your body is very inefficient at converting fat into ketones, unless you're like Trevor and have been on a ketogenic diet or do a lot of intermittent fasting and go back and forth between using ketones and glucose. What it does is make your body significantly more efficient at producing ketones to where if you're not in ketosis, if your body's not used to it, you can still get some of the benefits of going into ketosis. You can still get some of those benefits of burning fat more efficiently, having less cravings for sugar, being more full, feeling more full longer, but it doesn't mean you're going to burn 80% more fat.
Awesome. Okay, we're going to do a couple more questions. So if you have a question that you have not sent in, send it in here and I'll read it to Michael. Michael, while we're doing this, I know that one of the biggest hangups that I had the very first time I tried Unimate was, I think we're so used to like drinking drinks now and they all taste like Gatorade or matcha and they're just delicious. And my initial response to Unimate was, I think the flavoring is kind of like a citrus mint flavor. And to my palate, it wasn't sweet. It was more kind of bitter. And so the first time I tried it, I was like, I don't love it, but I'm going to keep drinking it. And now I don't mind it at all. I know that there's some good science behind the bitter taste and why it's bitter. So can you tell us a little bit more about that so that we can understand?
So there's actually a lot of brand new science that's coming out that talks about taste receptors in your body. Most people think that taste receptors are just on your tongue. And for the most part, as far as actually sensing what flavor, that's where all your flavor sensing comes from, is on your tongue. So that's where your bitter, your sour, your sweet, all those flavors on your tongue, it hits receptors and it goes to your brain and it lets your body or let your brain know what food you're eating. What people don't know is that you have those same receptors in your pancreas and in your gut. And those receptors in your pancreas and your gut, they're actually responsible for releasing hormones that help your body to digest, that help your body to know when to eat food. And one of the key things with bitter foods, for example, is bitter foods make your body produce a hormone called ghrelin, which is associated with satiety, so you don't feel hungry. And there's other metabolic processes as well. So eating a bitter food is actually helpful for your body overall metabolically.
Awesome. Thank you. Well, I don't see any other questions right now. Everybody's just saying impressive. Thank you guys. It's so informative. Excited to share with clients. Wow. Great guest with super information. Karen in Michigan, I believe. Karen, forgive me if I'm wrong. Karen is asking, will Unimate break a fast?
See, that's one of the great things about Unimate is if you're on a fast and you're trying to regulate insulin levels and whatnot, Unimate is not going to affect insulin levels. What it's going to do is it's actually going to make your body more efficient at producing ketones, which is going to help you in your fast. It's not really significantly caloric, and it's not going to break your fast at all.
Awesome. So last question, is there a best time to be taking your Unimate if you're doing the GetFit21 protocol, all other things the same? When should we be using the Unimate?
For me, the best time, take your Unimate first thing in the morning every day, because you get a lot of benefits from taking it every day. If you want to work out, if you have a meeting, if you've got something crazy deadline that you need to get done, take it before your meeting, take it before your major event, take it before your workout, and that'll help you be productive and get through that as well. So once in the morning, and if you have something else, take it once before that as well.
Perfect. Well, thank you, Michael. Okay. A lot of people might think that this is wrapping up, but we still have a couple things that we're going to talk about on this call. We have one other guest that we're going to get to that's got an exciting promotion to talk about that we have for the month of October. And we also are, right now I'm going to share my screen and share a video that we've made on Unimate. And this is a video that, you guys are obviously going to have access to and are welcome to use. I've got to move my Zoom here, my Zoom controls. Okay, I'm going to stop the share and try that again. 1 second. So this is a video that everybody can use and explains what Unimate does. So if you have a challenger that really wants to, is considering adding it to their GetFit21 program, this is a good thing to send them to explain the why.
Unimate is paving the way toward new horizons of mental and physical performance. When our body is in a state of ketosis, meaning ketone production is active, fat is burned for energy, promoting weight loss and an increase in cognitive functions. In revolutionary research studies, Unimate has been shown to increase the production of ketones in the body by 80% in participants over a period of 2 hours. Often called the fourth macronutrient, ketones are the preferred energy source for our brain and muscles over carbohydrates, protein, and even fat. Carbohydrates are the first fuel source our body turns to for energy, but burning glucose causes an imbalance called oxidative stress. Ketones, on the other hand, are a clean-burning fuel, meaning they increase antioxidant production, boosting both athletic performance and mood. In a clinical 30-day study, participants experienced healthy blood glucose levels and a resting heart rate of -2.2%, among other benefits. Unimate has been observed lessening oxidative stress in both skeletal muscle cells and fat cells, all while contributing to positive mood and outlook. So fuel up with Unimate and take your first step toward a stronger, more productive life.
All right. Let me see if I can close this. Exit my full screen mode and stop sharing. Okay, we have one last guest that we're going to bring on tonight's call to just announce a really exciting promotion that we have for October. This guest is Colette Dahl, and Colette is a new member of the Unicity team. And, by the way, thanks Unicity Unicity is the ultimate partner for GetFit21. I mean, we have the very, very best supplements like Unimate, and it has just been, it's so awesome to work with you guys and to be able to have you guys come on to calls and to have a record-holding power lifter and, a competitive elite level runner on this call. So thank you very, very much for that support. Colette, we've invited to call. Colette, you correct me here, I think you're the chief VP over product strategy, right?
That's right. Yeah.
Okay. So go ahead and take it away, Colette. I'll turn it over to you.
Well, as you know, I'm brand new to Unicity and I'm excited to be here. Thanks for having me. I'm filling in for somebody, but I have some really exciting news. We have a promo. Now, it's not for the month of October. So let me make sure that everybody knows. It is limited time while supplies last. And so I do think it's going to go fast. So just keep that in mind when you're deciding to recommend it to your clients or to get it for yourselves. So the details are, it is going to be complete, and this is all 3 flavors, plus the Unimate 30 count, and also throwing in for free the 7 count box, which is kind of a newer thing if you haven't seen that. So the 7 count box, what I love about this is take the 30 count, keep it for yourself, use it to boost your own results, and then you can use the 7 count to kind of give somebody some samples as Trent did with Trevor. But the 7 count box is kind of a fun thing. So you'll also get I want to make sure I get it right, a GetFit21 drawstring bag. So lots of benefits here. And the retail on this would normally be $188. The discount price is $168. The wholesale or coach price is going to be $136. So this is a screaming deal, guys. And it's not quite available yet. So just set a reminder. It's going to be available Wednesday at noon in the GetFit21 shopping carts. So again, remember, these are limited time only. So make sure that you take advantage of this deal if you want to give Unimate a try and boost your results. I wanted to add really quick, if you don't mind, Trent, my own experience with Unimate. And it's one of my favorite products being new because I'm not an athlete, but I have a baby, which feels sometimes like having an athlete. And I'm sure Trent can verify that as well. But he just does not sleep. And I'm just curious, how many of you, when you're lacking sleep, how many of you get brain fog? I'm going to describe it as brain fog. And you feel like, I used to be articulate. I used to be able to explain myself very clearly, but you get this sort of a brain fog. You guys, let me see you nod your heads on the call if you've ever had brain fog. Oh, there's a lot of head nodding there. Okay, good. I'm not alone. But I love everybody's description of how it helps with the mental clarity as well as the performance. But what I find with Unimate is it really just, it slices through. It slices through that brain fog, and it helps me get back my sense of clarity and, of course, my motivation as well. But I had to throw that out because if you've ever experienced the brain fog, it is not a fun place to be. But so don't forget, Wednesday at noon in your shopping cart, Unimate 30 count, whichever flavor of complete is your favorite, plus a free 7 count and a GetFit21 drawstring bag. So super excited. I'll turn it back to Trent to wrap up.
Yeah. So Colette, just to make sure I've got this. So if a new challenger is signing up and they want to order the accelerated program, so if they get like GetFit21 and they add Unimate to it, that they're going to pay $188 for the Unimate with the program. And just by ordering the Unimate and the complete as of Wednesday at noon, when they do that, you guys are going to send them a free GetFit21 drawstring bag and a 7-day box of Unimate. Is that right?
Yeah. Yep. The discount
do they put
will
it
be
into the cart, or do they just put the 2 into the cart?
They put it's a pack.
Okay.
So they'll have the option to put this all together really easy into their bag and get a discount over what it would be for retail. So it's a benefit to them, and it'll be a benefit to you if you choose to take advantage of it even more. So I'm crossing my fingers, but they're telling me for sure Wednesday at noon. So it's a great deal, and we, again, totally limited time, so we don't want to miss out.
Awesome. Well, thanks again, Colette. Thank you, Michael. Thank you, Micah. And thank you, Trevor. This has been a fantastic call. I've learned a lot. I feel like I have a lot that I can, get excited about and share with other coaches, etc. Especially share with challengers who I think are really going to love the results on this product. So thanks, everybody. Thanks to all of our great coaches. We're 2 minutes early, so we're ending the meeting early. And I just want to say a big love you to everybody. Wait real fast. We're getting lots of questions real fast. Can we get a picture of this promotion so we can promote it in our group coaches pages? Monica, it's a great idea. I think the company's going to launch a official graphic or an image that you can share with both your coaches and with your challengers. All right, everybody. You guys are awesome. Have a great night. We will see you soon. Bye-bye.